Hi, Scott from Digital Fish with a how-to on catching baitfish like piper, mackerel and yellow-eyed mullet. Big fish like kingfish find live baits irresistible. Sometimes the hard part is catching live piper or mackerel or yellow-eyed mullet first. They can be scarce or afraid of being eaten or just not in the mood. And it's difficult when you know the big fish are there but the small fish are hard to catch. Snapper, John Dory and kahawai will also take live baits. Whole piper and whole mackerel also make top dead baits or cut baits for snapper. First you need to burley if you haven't already started. Minced up fish in an onion bag or bread soaked in water and squashed in your hand and spread onto the water is good. Even a tin of cat food, fishy flavour, mashed in a bucket of water and scooped onto the surface can be good. Watch the Burley trail. Piper will often appear when you see little rings on the surface. Mackerel will be deeper, under the Burley trail.
So here's the rig for catching piper. Out on the rocks today, it's a cold month and a few piper in the Burley trail. So we might put on for a live bait, a really good live bait for kingfish, big kahawai take them, snapper as well, we'll smash a live piper off the surface. And yeah, so everything seems to like piper. But this is the rig for catching them. They can sometimes be very hard to catch. They have very small mouths and they're very skittery because everything loves to eat them. You can eat them as well. They're quite tasty. There's a special way of doing it, but this is how you catch them. So we've got your main line here, and then I've got a little pencil float, and then about another 30 centimeters of line, and we've got a swivel there, and then we've got very light nylon. It's about a 6-pound mono, one about 30 centimeters, and then a very small, but a size 12, size 14 trout hook. Trout hooks, I find they do rust more in the saltwater environment, but they're fantastic for hooking little hooking piper, hooking mullet, because they've got a very fine point and great penetration for hooking in the mouth. So my favourite hook. You can put a bit of silicone or CRC with the hooks in your tackle packs. They don't rust. You just have to be careful about that, but they're definitely better than any other hooks that I've found. So that's the rig. So with your float, it'll be floating on the surface. The swivel will pull the bait down, and then with the hook underneath that. The sort of bait you want is some sort of little soft flesh, like pilchard fish, nothing too strong. Little strips of squid are okay sometimes, but the secret is you just want to put a very small amount of bait. You don't want to cover the whole hook. You want the barb and the point definitely sticking out, and just enough for the piper to get the bait in its mouth. So that's first step. Let's have a go.
I find it easiest to sight fish, so using Polaroid sunglasses helps see the fish and your bait in the water and cuts the glare. When you see the fish go to your bait, wait until you see the bait disappear and then quickly strike. You don't want the piper to swallow the hook because it will quickly die. If you can't see your bait, watch the float. If it moves under or sideways, try striking to hook them quickly. Don't wait too long because again, if they swallow the bait, they will die quickly. If the fish is shy, try throwing in some burley and put your baited hook in the middle. Sometimes that gets them biting your bait. The same techniques work for mackerel and other small bait fish. Small sabiki rigs can be also very effective for mackerel and sometimes piper as well, but the smaller sizes of hooks are best. If you're using live bait, try not to squeeze them or handle them too roughly. You can use a knife to slide down the line and flick the fish off with a bit of practice.
So we've got a piper here, just hooked him. This is a great rig for piper. It's also a really good rig for mackerel as well, to be able to hook and catch mackerel for either for bait or live bait as well. So that's how you do it, catching piper on a float and swivel and a very small trout hook. So not sure, live bait, snapper bait, might even take him home for dinner. We'll have a look.